Hi guys, so welcome back to my channel. Today's video, from the title, is products I cannot live without. So I've got a couple of products here that I'm going to show you guys, and these are kind of the products that I swear by. I don't think I could live without them. If I keep looking over there, it's because I've written down everything that I wanted to talk about. I'm just double checking that everything is in place. Okay, so right, let's get into this video. I have basically got skincare and makeup products. This is pretty much what this video is about. So we'll just get into it. So one of my favourite eyeshadow palettes that I couldn't live without. Literally, when I got this, it's probably one of my go-to palettes. Depending on what look I want, but generally if I've got an event I'm going to, I will always grab this palette. It just, I don't know, I just absolutely love it. I love the packaging, I love the actual shadows inside. They're creamy and very pigmented, and there's mattes and shimmers and glitters, and I absolutely love it. And it is the Huda Beauty Mercury Retrograde. I absolutely love this one. I really want to get her newer palette, which I think is called Naughty, but I just haven't got around to it. I have other things to deal with. But this is what the palette looks like. As you can see, there is a lot of kind of neutral-ish warm shades. There's a couple of cool tones in there. I absolutely love the shimmers, like pigmenty shades. I love this kind of, it's called Haze. It's kind of a turquoisey bluey green colour. I absolutely love that. And I also love Nebula, which the camera doesn't really do it justice. It's a very pretty purple silver blue tone. I absolutely love it. I always add it to a look to add a bit of sparkle, but honestly I couldn't live without this one. All of her palettes are really good quality, like the shadows in them are great. Like I said, I own all of them except from the Naughty palette, but out of all of them that I own, this is probably my go-to one of all. So yeah, I absolutely love this one, and I don't think I could live without it. Like, literally couldn't. Next is a foundation. This is my go-to foundation always. I wanted to try this foundation a while back, and I ordered it off of Cult Beauty, and I wasn't 100% sure what shade I was in. So looking at the shades, I got the lightest, which was Linen, and I absolutely love that shade, though obviously it is a little lighter for my skin tone. Perfect for winter months, but I've kind of got a bit colour to my face anyway, so it used to dry me out a little bit. But the texture on the skin is really nice and smooth. It leaves your skin looking flawless. It's kind of a matte consistency, but it doesn't feel heavy on the skin. And it is the Becca Ultimate Coverage 24-Hour Foundation, and it just looks like this. Now, I managed to find this in TK Maxx, and this is the next shade up in Alabaster. And it was only a tenner, so I got two of them because they had three, and I thought I don't want to take all of them, but I'll take two. And yeah, I've tried this one. It's only literally the shade up from the one I have, and it's even better, complements my skin tone. So I'm so glad I managed to pick up two. If I find any more, I'm definitely going to pick them up. But it just looks like this. I love the packaging. It's very professional, very sleek. The product quality is amazing. Honestly, I'm a full coverage girl. I hate like thin coverage, like medium coverage, because if I see a blemish and it's not being covered up, I just don't like it. So I absolutely love this foundation. I've used this when I've been guests at weddings, parties. If I want something that's really light on the skin but full coverage and lasts hours, I will grab this every time. With next year coming up, I have a couple of weddings that are happening, and a lot of things are happening next year. So this is going to be my go-to every time. Honestly, if you like high coverage but you don't like that thick feeling, this is definitely a way to go. It's not very drying on the skin, which is nice, and I just absolutely love this, and it is a go-to for me every single time. Out of all my foundations, this by far is one of my favourites, and probably the one that I would go to time and time again. So I definitely recommend either trying it out or picking it up when you can, especially if you can find your shade in TK Maxx, which is very rare for me personally because I'm very light skinned, but you can find it and it's cheaper, so every time. Sticking to bases, it is this concealer by Kevin Aqua, I think that's how you pronounce it. And it is the Supernatural Concealer, and this is in the shade Light. Again, I managed to find this in TK Maxx. I think it was $6.99. But again, for me, my skin tone being very light, it's very difficult to find the right shade because they usually house either really darker shades, medium to dark shades, or kind of a light medium shade. There's never light shades, which can be really annoying, especially if you're pale like me. But if you do find the light shades and you are light, I'd recommend just grabbing them and testing them out for yourself, because they are worth it sometimes, especially when you find some high-end stuff. I always, when I find something and find the shades, I always go online to double check the shade range and see if that's the lightest that they go. Generally, if it's the lightest they go or the second lightest, I'll always pick it up because it generally means it's going to match my skin tone. But it depends on your skin tones. Obviously, I know my skin tone more than anyone else's, so I know what works for me and my skin type as well, so yeah. But it's just this concealer. It's really nice, lightweight and creamy, very blendable, very buildable, and definitely looks really natural on the skin. You can't really tell it's there. I absolutely love this. It's always my go-to, and yeah, so definitely a must-have in my kit. Don't think I could live without it, if I'm honest. It's every day I use it, or every day I use makeup, I use it. Another go-to that I have spares of is the e.l.f. Poreless Putty Primer. You've probably seen this so many times on my channel. I am obsessed with this stuff. This is probably the second or third one I have used. As you can see, we're nearly at the end, and I think I've got 2 more still sitting there as spares. I love this stuff because I have quite large pores around my nose and my cheeks and things. I hate the way foundations can stick into those, especially when I aim to do a very light makeup look with some BB creams, CC creams and things like that. They always immediately go into my pores, and I hate that look. And when you want something light on the skin, you're like, oh, I don't really want to add all of that. But this, I mean, is so light. It looks like it's going to be thick, but it's really not. It's quite light on the skin, really blendable, kind of sinks into the skin, but still leaves it reasonably poreless. If you have large pores, it doesn't completely get rid of them, but it does a really decent job at minimizing the look of them anyway. Plus, it's kind of a tacky base, which helps hold foundation to the skin. So for me, that is a plus. So I would definitely recommend this. I think Revolution have their own version, but obviously e.l.f. came out with it first. So I've always used the e.l.f. one, and I much prefer the e.l.f. one. So yeah. Obviously, if you want to use the Revolution one, give that a go. I think Gosh make a version, and probably a few other brands now make their own version, but I just think the e.l.f. started it, so I'm going to stick with e.l.f. just because I know that they work. Again, for the face, I absolutely love this powder. It is the I Heart Revolutions Coconut Powder. It's the scented baking powder. It smells like coconuts. It smells amazing. If you love coconuts, then I think it also comes in chocolate and banana. I know it definitely comes in banana. I believe the other scent is chocolate. The reason I went for coconut instead of chocolate is because, one, coconut is the lightest shade, I believe. Also, the banana, I don't really like the scent of fake bananas, so this is kind of more my thing. I absolutely love this scent. If you love coconut scents, then this is definitely for you. But it can be a little bit overpowering as a powder itself. But it is such a fine consistency that you don't need a lot to kind of blend over the face. I usually do it under my eyes, on the sides of my nose, slightly in the centre of my forehead, my jawline. And I do my temples because for some reason they always stay tacky, and I really hate that, like when I move my hair out the way and I kind of smear into the foundation. It's not very nice, but a little goes a long way. So I usually dab and then manage to cover this, pretty much this whole section of my face, with just one dab, and it blends out really, really nicely and leaves the skin looking really flawless, which I absolutely love. And for something that's only, I think, $5.99, and you can get this in Superdrugs, online. I think you might be able to get in Boots now, I'm not entirely sure. You can get this on Pretty Little Thing and Boohoo and possibly Missguided. I highly recommend this, and if you go to Missguided and Boohoo, sometimes it's on sale, and I always pick one up so that I don't run out. I've actually got some spares in my spare section, so yes, I definitely highly recommend this, and plus you get quite a lot of product for your money as well, and it goes a long way. So highly recommend that one, especially if you don't mind the scent. So with lashes, my go-to lashes that I'm not wearing today, I've decided to go for something different, which is a bit dramatic, if I must say. Like, I think I would have done this look without these type of lashes, but I would have gone for these ones, but hey ho. But these are the Pretty Little Thing Lottie lashes. I trim the ends off, and I can actually reuse these ends for like different things, maybe under the eye, or just adding the extra at the end. It's mainly because my eyes aren't that big. So yeah, but I absolutely love these lashes. As you can tell, they are very well worn and used. These are my go-to, these are my go-to lashes every single time I want kind of a striking look but not over the top. If I just want to add a little bit of lash, I usually go for my velour ones, but generally any other time it's these, and they just bring a little bit more drama to any look. And I love the fact that they're kind of wispy and kind of separated. And I think these aren't actually that expensive from Pretty Little Thing. So yeah, highly recommend the Lottie lashes if you're after that kind of style. Next for the eyes is a mascara. This is the NARS Climax mascara. I am obsessed with this mascara. It's one of my favourites. Always go to it. It kind of makes my lashes look fuller and longer. I have no qualms about this. Obviously this is a second tube. I did own originally another tube, but I got really sick, so I had to throw it away because I used it, and I didn't want to kind of spread any like illness into my eyes, so I did have to get another one. But this is my go-to every single time. Very similar to the Better Than Sex mascara, but slightly different in formulation. I do recommend this one. I think at the time when this first came out, NARS got rid of all of their other mascaras to replace it with this one because they had so many high hopes on this mascara. And they're not wrong, this mascara is amazing. So yeah, I highly recommend this one, and it will always and forever be in my collection because I love it. I really want to try the Extreme one, but I just haven't got around to it yet. Final one for eyes is the NYX Epic Ink Liner. I managed to get a set of 2 from Amazon, so I've got a spare sitting in my spares, and this eyeliner is amazing. I used to absolutely love the KVD tattoo ink liner, and this is very similar to that one, the formulation and the staying power. Obviously slightly cheaper, so if you really want that kind of staying power, then I definitely recommend this. The brush is very fine, so you can get that very fine line, and I love the fact that it's just a kind of pen formula, because I'm not very good with the pencils and things like that. But I definitely highly recommend that, especially if you're kind of after a cheaper version of the tattoo liner and lasts just as long. This is definitely the way to go. I absolutely love this one, and I actually got into this one because of a TikTok video of someone who does kind of the anime-ish type of e-girl makeup, and I absolutely loved the eyeliner looks, and nearly every single person was using this, so I had to get it for myself. I absolutely love this, couldn't live without it. Definitely highly recommend if you want a really good eyeliner that lasts. So yeah, for my brows, I always go for this when I want to fill in my brows, and it's the Revolution Pro dark brown pencil. Just like this. It feels very luxurious, very heavy. It comes with a spoolie on the end, and obviously the product in this end, you just twist it and the product comes up. It looks really professional. I think this is actually from their more professional range. I highly recommend this. This is very similar to the MAC pencil, just the nib is not as small but does last twice as long, because I do find that with the MAC one I do run out quite quickly. This obviously I think is either slightly cheaper than the MAC one, because it's part of their pro range. They are slightly more pricier than their normal range, but I highly recommend this if you're after a really good eyebrow pencil. And the fact it has a spoolie on the end just makes things so much easier, because you can do it on the go and brush through your brows. Absolutely love this, highly recommend this, and they do have about 5 different shades or something like that, and I'm sure that you'll be able to find a shade that works for you. Next is a lipstick, and it is no surprise because I use these all the time. It's the Huda Beauty liquid matte lipsticks. These are the minis because I like to save money, get the minis, and you get like 4 minis for like the price of 1 something like that. Obviously they are now giving these, not giving these away, but it feels like giving them away. You can actually find these in TK Maxx, the full size ones. I have 2 strobe lipsticks and 2 demi matte lipsticks that I managed to find in TK Maxx from Huda Beauty, so you definitely can find them for cheaper, and to be honest, if you find them for cheaper then go for it, because they can be pricey for what they are, but you will not be disappointed. This product is amazing, blends really nicely on the lips, it smells really nice. Definitely is matte without that drying effect that some matte lipsticks can give you. Very blendable. I've mixed some of these colours with other colours and it's just perfect, and the staying power is reasonable. I'm not saying that it will stay all day, but it does stay a reasonable amount of time that I prefer. If I want that lipstick to kind of last a little bit longer, what I actually do is put it on and smear it with my finger, because the colour comes off a little bit lighter, so if it does disappear you won't actually notice it as much, especially when you use a nude shade, because it kind of blends into your lip colour. I highly recommend these. I absolutely love these. They are one of my favourite liquid lipsticks of all time, to be honest, and if they are doing the kits or the sets for Christmas, I definitely recommend picking them up, especially as Black Friday is only around the corner. They are on offer usually in Black Friday sales on Cult Beauty, and definitely recommend them because you will use these near enough non-stop all the time. So yes, that is one of my things that I could never live without. So the final 2 products are skincare products, and I got these sample sizes because I am really bad at skincare and I know it's only going to get worse when baby comes, but yes, I'm really crap at skincare, but the skincare I do use, I don't think I could live without it because it's so good. So they are the Ole Henriksen Banana Bright Eye Cream and the Sea Rush Brightening Gel Cream. I think that's how you say it. and they just look like this. So this is the eye cream and this is the face cream. These give your face such a nice natural plump glow. It's amazing. I have no idea if this actually is banana or not, but you don't smell the banana, which is nice. This kind of has an orangey scent, like a citrus scent, so I don't know whether they're officially the same or not. But I really wanted the face cream because I saw a lot of people raving about it, about the fact it gives you this nice natural glow if you don't want to wear makeup but you want that kind of glow to your skin. And I was really intrigued, but the full size is really expensive, and I managed to get a set for my birthday that includes the dark circle thing, I think, or I got that separately. But it comes in a 2. Either way, it comes in the 2 or the extra one, I'm not sure. But the sample sizes are far more easier to use if you're not quite sure if they're going to work for your skin. I love these. The under eye one has a little bit of a shimmery glitter in it, so when you do blend it into the skin there is that kind of sparkle. It makes me look more awake, which I love, and it definitely does give me a glow to the skin again, which I really love, especially on days where I'm feeling a bit crappy and I'm going somewhere to see people but I don't want to wear makeup, which seems to be most days at the moment. I would definitely go for this. I absolutely love this stuff. So yeah, so I don't think I could live without these. So when I do run out, I will get another little mini set that I can use because, again, save the money and get mini sets, because probably for the price, I think it was actually cheaper than a full-sized face cream to get the 2 sample sizes. So I definitely recommend that. Just save your money. So that is all of the products. No, it's not. There is one more product. So the final product that I'm going to show you is actually a piece of jewellery that I couldn't live without. And I found this on Amazon a few years ago and I have no idea where it is now on Amazon. But honestly, the quality of this ring is so impressive. And it's this ring here. It is like a dupe to the Cartier ring. I absolutely love this ring, honestly. It's probably one of the rings that gets the most use for me. I love the colour. I think it's a rose goldy type of colour. It's got a lot of finger marks and wear and tear on it now. It's a D-shaped ring, meaning that it's kind of curved in the inside and then flat on the outside. It feels like worth the money, and I don't even think I spent that much on it. Honestly, if I could find this ring again, I definitely would, and buy it in all the different colours as well, because it's been my go-to all the time. I think it just adds kind of like that sophistication. Sometimes I wear it kind of like as a high ring, and obviously sometimes you can wear it as a low ring. It depends on how you feel. I just love this ring. Yeah, it's probably one of the staple pieces of jewellery I own that I can wear most of the time, just because it's comfortable. I think it actually cost me about $12.99 or something like that from Amazon. So if you do find this ring, I highly recommend it, because you'll be wearing it all the time, because it just feels like you've spent a lot of money on it and you haven't. And yeah, the quality of it is just amazing. So that is all of the products that I couldn't live without. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Give it a thumbs up if you did, subscribe if you're not, and leave a comment down below what you thought, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!